my talk with a story, a small one but an impactful one. So this story is about a girl with sweaty hands. This girl who is loved at home, everyone's favorite, pampered, cherished, adored. But the moment she entered school, she disappears. She was ordinary. She was average. And top of that, her hands always sweaty. So, imagine someone who is loved at home but completely ignored in school because the kids of her classroom don't want to hold her hands. She wondered, will I ever be seen? And as she grew older, the gap felt wider, bigger. She watched her classmates excelling in different areas of their lives. Some were really good in academics, some were sports stars, and some danced on stage like a performer. And a little voice whispered inside her, when will I shine? Will I be ever noticed? Imagine watching everybody shine but you are nowhere. How does it feel? But you know what? Something worked for her. Though she heard the cruel reply that you are not special, something shifted for her. She decided to try. She studied harder. She kept raising her hands, sweaty and nervous, when teachers used to come inside the classroom and ask, who wants to participate in annual day performance? She would raise her hands, knowing she would not get the front row. She would be tucked behind the taller and the louder classmates in an unnoticed spot, but she still raised her hand. You know why? Because sometimes courage is not about being chosen first. Courage is about showing up for yourself. Showing up every day and trying each time. And that changed everything in her life. There comes a day when teacher was distributing class test papers. And it was her turn. Teacher paused. She gave a gentle smile to her and said to all the classmates in the class, I'm so proud of this girl. She's improved a lot in her studies and you all should learn from her. She would never forget this line. That day changed the entire story, entire narrative about herself, from invisible to seen, from an average student to a student of a prestigious engineering institute and then landed up to elite office TCS. From the girl who was always worried about the sweaty hands and nervous while writing examination, she has now written a book, a published author. From the girl who was tucked behind in the performances, she's standing right here in front of you as a TEDx speaker. This story is about me. But you know what worked for me? It was not just my talent or sheer luck. It was this attitude. Let me try one more time. I kept open despite all the struggles. When classmates teased me, when negative comments cut me down, I stayed open. And today we are here to listen to stories coming from different experts, various fields, stories about change makers, stories about resilience, stories about inspiration, success and failure. But I want to ask you, are we here only to listen to stories or are we here to create one? I believe you all are here to write your own brand new story. And the stories are written with resilience. And that's the topic of my talk today, mental resilience. And when I was thinking about it, I asked myself, what is resilience at all? For me, it was not about being fearless or being invincible. It was about showing up every day. It was about trying every time you fail. It was about standing up again and again you fall. And why mental resilience? Because this allows us to stay open. Open even when we are having problems. Open person despite of all the challenges and struggle? Let's all of us do an activity. And for that, I want all of you to raise your hands like this. Really, I want you to do it. Look up and try to be sad. Come on, try to be sad. I can see you smiling. Nobody looks me sad. It's not working, right? So I want you to now close your arms like this and look down. Now, is this position more convenient to be sad? Yes, and that's exactly my point is. When we open our arms and when we are open towards life, it's difficult to feel defeated. We cannot feel sadness, but the moment we close down, things can bog us easily. It's easy to feel defeated. But let me ask you another question. Is it so easy to stay open in life? No, it is not. In fact, it comes with a cost. I'll give you another example to explain it better. So I want all of you, like all kids and all the distinguished guests, think about it. Think that one fine day, a senior, a teacher, someone is coming to you and giving you a tough assignment. And out of integrity, courtesy, respect, you have to say yes. You cannot say no. So you said yes, and now you look at the work. When you are looking at the work, you realize, oh, it's too much. I cannot do it alone. So you decide to take help from someone. And for help, you have two options. One student or one person who is really open towards life, who is ready to take challenges, explore new possibilities. And the other person who is closed, who is complaining, who is cringy, cribbing about some or the other thing. Tell me, whom do you take help from? I know the obvious answer is the one who is open towards life, right? And imagine if this keeps repeating. Every time you're getting some work and every time you have two options to take help from, whom will you approach for help? And the obvious answer again is going to be the person who is open towards life, right? And that's a great choice, I agree. Now, be with me for this example. And now I want you to switch a scenario and think in your mind that it's a beautiful day and you're in a playground, waiting for your friends to join and play. And while you're waiting, you observe there is a child. There's a child who is happily playing by himself, giggling around the sand. And there is another child. But this child, he's crying. Now tell me, where does your natural attention goes? Whom do you attend first? Of course, the crying child, right? So did you observe? The person who has open attitude towards life was getting more work, more responsibility. But the person who was crying got attention. And this is how exactly life is. When we are opening up, we get a lot more work. More and more people will come to us for some favors. They want us to do something for them. And that's the cost we pay. Is it worth it? Absolutely yes. Because the reward is much bigger. With responsibility comes greater opportunities, beautiful connections and real friendships that's going to stay for life. And while you're closing yourself, yes, initially people may come to you, they'll offer you some help. And that's a benefit. But trust me, it's not going to stay for long. And what is the cost? It's much bigger again in this case, which is a missed opportunity. Has this happened with you? When you're too much worried about something, you're overthinking, you are thinking that, oh, I'm so useless, I cannot work, my friends do not like me, my social media is not working well, and you're constantly thinking about some or the other negative thing. Opportunities lying in front of you in form of some participation, competition that can take you to a better place, you completely ignore it. While the similar student who is, trust me, who is also going through the similar problems, because the problems of age is going to be same, but he is open towards life, he or she, he will grab the opportunity and grow from there. We have seen recently our women cricket, but have you noticed that despite of all the personal challenges she was having, she performed beautifully in the cricket match and made our country won. When you notice every single person you admire today, started from the place of invisibility. They didn't wait for someone to believe in them. Instead, they relied on their own faith, strong faith. And for them, trying is winning. If you see and look into my story, I was not working harder only for marks, or I was participating in all the race not just to win, or I was not raising hands because I know I would shine. I learned to enjoy the process. For me also, trying becomes winning. You know what? We do not regret bad results. What we regret is, I didn't try. I wish I could have studied 2 more hours. I wish I had taken that chance. This is what we regret in life. So today, my dear friends, when you are going to rewrite your story, I want you to choose playfulness. Try one more time. Stay open. Open posture matters, and so does his attitude. And when you stay open, expect responsibility. Pay the cost and take the growth. It's a good deal, right? Celebrate small wins. Remember, trying is winning. I will not promise that trying will make your life easy. In fact, it will not. But I promise that if you keep trying, it will make your life meaningful. So, here, today, I'm the same girl with same sweaty hands. Still nervous, shivering, but trying one more time. And every time I raise my hands, I rewrite my story a little more. So today, I want you to ask yourself, what am I raising my hand for? And try one more time. Thank you.